Since the beginning, Orion was considered to be one of the most significant and noticeable constellations in the known universe. Its name spans right back to ancient Greek mythology, but is also associated with an Egyptian pharaoh of the 5th dynasty named Unas. In legend, the Orion constellation represents a courageous hunter whose pride was his ultimate demise. Famous for bragging that he was the slayer of all wild animals, he was actually killed by a scorpion. Amidst the hundreds of stars in the system, there are two supergiants, Betelgeuse and Rigel, which are 430 and 770 light-years away. Orion is the place where masculine and feminine consciousness integrate together. However, extreme aspects of both had to be experienced by beings inhabiting this star system for this integration to be successful. The feminine aspect was more emotional, spiritual, and psychic, yet ended up suppressing her own purpose for the benefit of the whole. The masculine aspect was of service to self, believing that individuality was the key. Extremes of both of these aspects can lead to darkness and negativity, and during Orion's history, there were times when negativity and fear dominated. Orion starseeds could have quite a varied origin. There are humanoids, cetaceans, and humanoid-reptilians from the stars in this constellation, the home of the Orion Wars, which Star Wars is said to describe. They exist from 6D to 7D. Most inhabitants of Orion migrated there. There are also red-headed Nordics, Greys, and Draconians. In the book, The Prism of Lyra, Orion is described as an arena where an earlier conflict between masculine and feminine, service to self versus service to others, and negative and positive, was moved as a further attempt at integration. The star Rigel was once inhabited by a blonde race that left to inhabit Procyon after the Greys invaded. It is now part of the Draconian-ruled Orion Empire, aka the Unholy Six. Bellatrix is home to warrior reptilians. Betelgeuse, the alpha star of Orion, is home to the underground resistance, known as the Black League. There are long-nosed Greys that live there. There are positive Orionians influencing Earth. Orion starseeds have a thirst for knowledge and tend to be analytical and intellectual, and to intellectualize their emotions. They can tend toward perfectionism and being critical with high standards. They prefer to have lots of time alone, but when socializing can use a lot of humor. Being rational and logical may distract an Orion starseed from spiritual pursuits. Once on that path, however, they may develop psychic abilities. Negative physical Orions abduct to instill fear. Orion, beings from 5D to 6D, some from 7D worlds. Deep polarity with conflicts in Orion Wars. Earth is a mini version of big drama in Orion. Issues of extreme control and domination, manipulation, oppression, mind control, explorers and scientists fascinated with genetic material, cloning, and hybridization. Self-sabotage, transformation, healing, purging, learning awareness, and compassion. If you are Gaian, Apollonian, Orionian, Pleiadian, or Vegan, you must be surrounded in love and be of service, or you will become deficient in love, and hence depression can happen. Options are cheerleaders, mediators, marriage counselors, therapists, mediums, channelers, natural healers, dancers, jewelry makers, nurses, police officers, daycare owners, caretakers, dog walkers, firemen and women, and any other service providers. Orionian angels are like cats. They tend to have big eyes and big ears, perfect for listening to others. They are a little on the inverted side, as they are meant to be. They are judging angels, with a primary dominant chakra of the sixth chakra, clairvoyance, and a secondary dominant chakra of the third chakra, solar plexus. They listen to their gut and intuition. They tend to be sensors of love. Type A or Type B. They are moderate Type A's and stay cool like Type B's. In the human design world, they tend to be manifesting generators or projectors. Success for an Orionian angel means dream big. If your intuition tells you to move forward, and for projectors wait for the invitation, do not hesitate. Move forward. Orionian angels have multi-wings, one with colors like a fashion statement. Orions tend to be cold. It has nothing to do with their health issues, since they are otherwise not deficient in general. When malnourished and stressed, they tend to develop adrenal issues, including adrenal fatigue syndrome, hypothyroid, and sometimes hyperthyroid. Eating a whole foods diet and earthing will keep them. Orions want others to respect their opinions and may argue to gain respect and convince others of the validity of their opinions. They must learn to balance the drive to understand with sensitivity to the needs of others. The mature Orion has learned that in explaining their views and opinions, having them accepted as valid and considered by others is what they seek, and it is not necessary to have others be in agreement. Orions have a deep inner thirst for knowledge and may be frustrated with those who do not share this thirst. There is interest in a wide variety of fields. It would be obvious when conversing with an Orion that either a subject holds great interest for them and they are quite knowledgeable, or there is no interest at all and they know almost nothing of that area. There is strong skepticism and difficulty in accepting new beliefs without thorough evidence and proof of validity. This is due to their mental and intellectual focus and the need to make sense of things logically before accepting them. Orions tend to be critical of others and of themselves. This is because Orions expect and seek perfection. They have a keen eye for details and notice things which others do not. They tend to point out these things to others if they feel these are things in need of attention or correction. This can be upsetting to those not accustomed to Orion energy and may be taken as a personal criticism. It is good to realize that Orions are very sensitive to balance and may feel physically upset or ill in situations where there is imbalance. This creates their need to correct imbalance when it is sensed. It can be an emotional imbalance that is sensed in others or in themselves, or outer physical imbalance. Orions need beauty and balanced flow of energy in their surroundings to feel their best on all levels. In relationships and in dealing with emotions, Orions react to emotions intellectually and may surprise others by their reactions. The drive to understand is much stronger than the emotional reaction. It is very important for them to understand the reasons behind a situation, to aid in their ability to accept and understand. In an emotional situation, a typical Orion response is to ask questions, although the quieter Orions may do this within. This does not mean they do not feel or care, simply that they must seek understanding. Orions are often uncomfortable with emotional situations unless they know those involved well enough to feel free to ask the questions within. By honoring this need, communication can be built in relationships with Orions. If their need to question or understand emotion is not allowed, they will develop patterns of repressing emotions or exploring them only on an inner level. Those from Orion need privacy and time alone to recharge, learn, and develop the flow within. They learn best alone or in small groups and do not feel comfortable in large classroom settings. There is a high energy level, which combined with the questioning nature, makes Orions intolerant of classroom learning, when they feel teaching is not done well or is not meaningful. Many Orions make excellent teachers due to their ability to see many details and angles of presenting information to make learning more interesting for the student. Orions enjoy making others laugh. There is a strong sense of humor and desire to tease and play. Others may notice that the change from playfulness to being critical can occur quickly. There is strong communication with spirit and psychic ability. As Orions grow on a spiritual pathway, they find their largest challenge to be that of developing higher levels of trust and faith. This is due to many aspects of spirituality that must be accepted simply on faith. Orions are deeply ingrained with the need to question, seek proof, answers, and logical understanding before accepting beliefs. This can create difficulty and an inner struggle for many Orions as they learn to combine the technical mind with the spiritual self. However, it is these same qualities which make Orions important collectors of information and knowledge which can be shared with others. Orion starseeds are evolved from Sirius and Vega. Evolved to Sirius matrix. Appearance is varied. The dimension and density is second density, from 5D to 6D, some from 7D worlds. 4D and 5D polymorphs who are either chameleon-reptilian or humanoid-reptilian hybrids and beings from the Orion system, also called the Orion Nebula, who reside upon planets and space stations throughout the universe, and individuals and soul collectors from Orion who have tendencies towards high intellectual pursuits in physics, plus sentients whose self-ascension practices are linked to extreme isolation, as well as beings well known for the utter perfection of holographic recreation of other star races. Chakra, sixth brow. They are often identified by their queries as they always have strong zeal to know the reasons and the hidden meanings. Because of this, they often examine the people and the situations, which leads to get the feeling of introspection for the others. The reason is their main level of focus will be in mind. They expect that their point of view should be respected from the others. It is very much essential for them to learn to overcome this as everyone has their own opinions. As their main focus will be on mind level, before they believe in something, they always need things to be proven. They also like to be Ms. or Mr. Perfect and expect the same from the others. It may be like a personal criticism for those who are not habituated to them. They should overcome from this. They cannot tolerate and accept imbalance in their self or in others. They always try to correct it as they may get unhealthy or mentally ill because of this. They will be at their best in the balanced flow of energy and beauty. Their reactions to the emotional events will be intellectual, as it is very much important for them to know the reason and understand before they accept anything. But it does not mean that they do not care for the others. So, it is very much important for the constructive communication with the Orions. Otherwise, there is a chance that they suppress their emotions. Sufficient privacy is required for them to rejuvenate and balance the self. They love to produce humor and also can turn up critically all of a sudden. It will be very challenging for them to reach their consciousness to the universal consciousness, as their main focus will be at mind level. The positive Orions that are visiting the Earth are contributing their advanced mental power for the development of smoothly running systems of organization on Earth. These Orions vibrate and resonate to the color yellow, and beam this frequency to Earth for the purpose of stabilizing the intuitive powers within the human consciousness. The Ashtar Command serves in a certain sense as heaven's policeman, and there are actually 6 planets in the Orion system, and a group called the Deros, from Orion inner space, that have had to be completely cordoned off, so beware of anything to do with the Orion Nebula. Deros. They are also called Sumuenians originally, and have influenced some Hindu beliefs. Those who have Orion as their planetary origin have strong personalities, ideals, and beliefs. Orions may be recognized by the many questions they ask. There is a strong drive to understand the reasons and inner meanings of all things. They tend to analyze people and events in their need to understand. This may be frustrating to those around them, as this may create feelings of being scrutinized. This is due to the tendency of most Orions to operate on a mental level rather than a feeling level. This is not due to a lack of feeling. It is simply the primary mode of operation for an Orion. Do you think you or someone you know originates from Orion? Like and share the video and leave a few comments below if you feel that these characteristics describe you. Watch our previous Starseed videos for a better understanding. Subscribe and hit the bell button for more enlightened videos. Thanks for watching.